but still, you know, safety is paramount.
Yeah.
Where's Will?
And we definitely have a problem, but I don't know how you reach some of these kids and
Well, we just
do your
keep
best you
trying.
can do. Right.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to call this public hearing to order. And as you know, for over the past 2 years now, I think it's been, the Planning and Zoning Commission has done a great job in reviewing and coming up with the next 2022-2032 comprehensive plan. We have worked with them as well, the town council. We've held several meetings. All meetings have been open to the public over the past 2 years to look at the comprehensive plan for 2022-2032. And the purpose of this public hearing, according to the agenda, is to receive comments on the proposed updated 2022 Comprehensive Development Plan, and that's the one that has been worked on publicly over the past 2 years. The town council will not be deliberating on or making any decisions today regarding any comments received. That will be done at a future workshop and a final vote held at a council meeting. And so we'll follow the rules regarding public hearings that are set forth in the town's protocol manual, and that is that the town council's interaction with any speaker will be limited to asking questions for clarification rather than engaging in an ongoing dialogue. And we're asking that any suggested change relating to grammar or punctuation be submitted in writing and not made here today. This hearing should deal only with substantive issues. And just to clarify, the proposed comprehensive plan is written to conform to the requirements of the Delaware law and the Office of the State Planning Commission. Each chapter in the comprehensive plan goes to a different department of the state, including the Natural Resources, Environmental Control, Transportation, the State Housing Authority, Safety and Homeland Security. And since some of the goals and recommendations overlap and may apply to more than one department, there are duplications throughout. The purpose of the review and certification by the state of every municipal and county comprehensive plan, according to Delaware law, is to ensure that the plan, the amendment, the update, or any revision to a comprehensive plan is found to be consistent with state goals, policies, and strategies, and not in conflict with the plans of other jurisdictions. The University of Delaware's Institute for Public Administration has been acting as consultants to us so that the final product that the council submits to the Office of State Planning reflects what these departments are looking for and are presented in the format that makes it easier for them to review and hopefully approve without many questions. The format of the proposed comprehensive plan is not unlike those of other municipalities, and it follows the state of Delaware's comprehensive plan checklist. And I would just point out, too, that the Town Council and the Planning Commission have met in several meetings earlier this year to go over chapters. And Mr. Gong, after the February meeting, Mr. Gong had submitted to me some of the revisions that we had agreed to, including in addition to the wastewater goals and also a section on the Back Bay study. And I apologize because I had not ensured that they were included, but we will going forward. Those will be included in the final. And also, Mrs. Tiemann and myself have agreed that we're going to sit down together and we're going to go over every proposed grammatical change and go over everything that should be included so that we have a final document. And what we will do then is to have the town council will meet in a workshop next month, and we will go through any of the comments made here today that we feel should be included. We will do that, or anything else that any of the town council members see should be included or revised before we finalize this. So I'm sorry for taking so much time, being long-winded, but I just wanted to set the ground rules. And with that, I would like to ask if anyone in the audience has any comments that they would like to present today. Please raise your hand, and we'll do it in order. Mr. Dobbs?
Good afternoon. My name is Ron Dobes. Do you need my address or?
or no address? Yeah.
Go ahead and say your address.
651 Tingle
Could
Avenue.
you speak into the microphone, please? Yeah.
that
I'm
better?
sorry that you're so, could we raise that?
So I'm tall, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm Ron Dobes. I live at 651 Tingle here in Bethany. I'm the president of the Bethany Beach Landowners Association. And I thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak to BBLA's overall comments today. First of all, I'd like to state that the BBLA supports the comprehensive plan. We recognize the importance of having a long-term strategy in place that provides guidance for the community, for yourselves, as to what the short-term and the long-term views need to be and what we need to work on. We support that fully, and we, BBLA, as a nonprofit and a resident and property owner organization, we recognize the imperative nature of having that kind of a roadmap in place that we can use to communicate to our membership, and that the membership in turn can use then to follow the evolution of the community as we go through time. Secondly, we support also specifically the language in section 1.4H, talking about the efforts underway and on an ongoing basis to maintain and enhance the overall character of Bethany Beach. We support that fully and through the use of, supporting your efforts with respect to effective land use management and through the evolution of ordinances and policies that go along with that. Some of the more recent examples of that are the ground cover ordinance work that was done, and as a matter of fact, our folks, individuals from our organization, acting as individuals, not necessarily the BBLA, we were happy to participate in that work to be able to do data dissemination as well as data collection in support of that overall work that was done. So those are the two high-level comments that I wanted to make. We will, and I think everybody on the council has already seen a copy of our statement of record where we have our overall list of comments. Some are high strategic recommendations, some are tactical, wording changes, format changes, grammatical changes. Rather than spend like an hour and a half here going over that, we submitted that in a written form. But three things that I did want to bring to your attention were, number one, kind of in the spirit of assigning a priority to the individual goals, we noticed that the plan talks about mandatory, optional, and aspirational goals, or priorities being assigned to goals, but none of those goals, no goals have those specific terms attached to them. We feel that it would be a more informative document if there was some way to capture the relative priority of the goals. We realize that you can't put a word like mandatory against a specific goal, because at the state level, that could turn into a commitment that you may or may not be able to fulfill, or may choose not to fulfill later on down the road. We get that, but still, it would be informational if there was a vision into what the relative priority of the goals were relative to one another, such that the reader could understand what are the most important things, what will be attacked in what order, and what vigor will be used in addressing the individual issues. So we, off the top of our head, we came up with a different taxonomy, maybe call it critical, high, medium, to a goal, not necessarily implying any kind of a commitment once again, but just saying what's more important. Is environment more important than traffic safety? Is traffic safety more important than IT development? Whatever the case may be, but just something to kind of give an added perspective, an added dimension in terms of the work and the way in which the work will be addressed moving forward. Now, along those lines, to boil that up to the surface, then to the top level, we also recommend an executive summary at the beginning of the document. A couple of paragraphs that talk about the whole strategy and how the individual parts of the individual goals tie into that strategy, tying back to the high, medium, critical kind of thing. That we feel that not everybody's going to be able to get through 200 pages. for varied reasons. But the executive summary would enable everyone to have at least a high-level view into what the intent is and what the overall game plan is, both for the short term and the long term. Thirdly, it's not a comment, but it's more of an offer. You mentioned in the plan the importance of communications to the entire community. We offer from BBLA our assistance in that as appropriate. For our membership, and we've got 1,800 people that we communicate with on a regular basis and growing, we have the ability to do near real-time data push and data pull. So data push, we disseminate information via the Beach News and the newsletter. Many of you are members. If not, please join. But we have the ability to push that information out, and we have the ability to poll and do data collection in a near real-time basis as well. We do polls, we do surveys, we can do webinars and forums at a given, on given notice. And it's been very successful for us in following our agenda items. We stand ready to make those capabilities available for you, during the comprehensive plan and moving forward through the execution of the plan. The studies, the design, the engineering, the budgeting, the execution, whatever the case may be. I think our goals here are in lockstep. And whatever we can do to continue to provide assistance in that arena, we stand ready to do so. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Torbes.
Thank you.
Does anyone have any questions?
Just knowing that we're supposed to respond in the form of a question, just true or false, go Hokies?
Well, once they get a team, yeah.
Agreed.
Thank you very
Okay,
much.
thank you.
Is there anyone else who has any comments to offer? Going once? Going twice? Okay. Thank you very much for attending today. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Other short meeting. I thought it'd go to 3 o'clock.